Reading this information about Boris Johnson and the conservative parliament that he wants to create and have as part of his apparatus there in the UK. He wants for Britain to pull out. He wants to leave the European Union. Let's take a look at what this man Boris Johnson is attempting to do here, and look at why, and I'll explain why it's not going to happen. So I'm Once Grove. This is C4CW casting 495 celebrities worldwide. Let's see here. Brexit. Let's check out what Google's saying.
According to Wikipedia, Brexit is the scheduled withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union.
Okay. Do they call it Britain anymore? Britain.
Here is some information about United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, made up of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, is an island nation in northwestern Europe.
Britain. Meaning.
Here is some information about United Kingdom. The United Kingdom...
I didn't say fucking United Kingdom! You piece of shit! Fucking Google! Fucking tech company! Do you not know the difference between Britain and motherfucking goddamn the UK? Fucking stupid! Britain, meaning...
Here's the definition of Twitch.
I didn't say Twitch, you fucking piece of shit! Fucking company! I didn't say Twitch, did I? Did I say anything that sounds like fucking Twitch? Did I? Did I? You sound like a broken fucking system. Britain meaning.
Here's the definition of attend.
I didn't say attend. I didn't say attend, did I? You fucking piece of shit computer. Britain. Britain meaning.
Here's the definition of plantain.
I didn't say plantain, you fucking piece of garbage! You fucking piece of garbage!
Is a weed in lawns.
Britain.
Here is some information about United Kingdom.
Yeah, I didn't fucking goddamn say United Kingdom, did I? Yeah, fuck your algorithm, man. And honestly, fuck your stupid search engine, man. Honestly, fuck your search engine, man. Obviously, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. You're a fucking piece of shit search engine. You obviously have fucking major issues. What is Great Britain?
Here is some information about Great Britain.
Oh, I have to say Great Britain? I can't say just regular Britain? So you identified that I said, Great Britain, and you identified that I said Britain the first time, but you bring up the United Kingdom. Island in the United Kingdom. Well, if I'm looking for Britain, then why is it telling me about the entire fucking United Kingdom? That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for Britain in fucking general. That's what I'm asking for. Let's see. Great Britain is an island separated from the European mainland by the English Channel and North Sea. Wow. Can't just say Britain anymore and get any basic information. You gotta, without UK popping up, you gotta say Great Britain. Now, I thought Great Britain, I thought that was racist to say that in some context because of the British Empire and everything that happened in terms of India and Hong Kong and China and all this other shit. But apparently, you can't bring up any information about Britain anymore without the UK popping up. And the only way to get anything about Britain, you have to say Great Britain. No, that's fucking weird. That's weird. That seems really fucking odd. Maybe it doesn't seem odd to anyone out there. Maybe I'm the only person who perceives and understands that there's some fuckery involved in this search engine here. Let's look this up here. When was Britain established?
The United Kingdom was founded in 1922.
Oh, still don't want to talk about Britain. You just want to talk about United Kingdom. That's all you want to talk about. You don't want to talk about Britain. That's really fucking strange. It's really fucking weird, man. Huh. Wow. I wonder why you're programmed to do that. I wonder why you're programmed to avoid anything that has to do with Britain as a whole. That's really fucking interesting. Maybe it doesn't seem like anything significant to any fucking buddy, but it does to me, because I absolutely understand what's going on here. Britain defined.
According to the Free Dictionary, 1. Britain, a monarchy in northwestern Europe occupying most of the British Isles, divided into England and Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. Great Britain is often used loosely to refer to the United Kingdom. Great Britain, UK, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Really? Really, motherfucking son of a bitch ass Google algorithm programmers? That's what you have to go through just to find out what Britain is? Huh. I wonder why that is by design, the way that one Sir Grove totally, absolutely understands what a vast majority, 99.9% of the general mainstream public doesn't fucking know about how you're programmed and why you would be fucking programmed in such a way to manipulate and alter the very fabric of reality around us, to shape people's perceptions in a certain motherfucking kind of fucking way. I wonder why that is. I wonder what the purpose of that is. Yeah, because when I was a child, it was Britain. Wasn't any talk of the United Kingdom so much. Huh. Wow. My, how things have goddamn fucking changed. So Boris Johnson wants to leave the UK. Boris Johnson, conservative.
Here is some information about Boris Johnson.
Yeah, well, why don't you give me the motherfucking information? Here, I'll have to read it for them because you stopped short of that. Quote, Alexander Boris Day Pfeffel Johnson is a British politician and writer serving as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and leader of the Conservative Party since July 2019. He has been member of Parliament for Uxbridge and South Ruislip since 2015 and was MP for Henley from 2001 to 2008. Brexit deal explained. I didn't ask for videos on fucking YouTube. That's not what I'm asking for. Wow, so someone's bent in the conservative, so-called conservative party on leaving the EU. That's weird. Yeah, and I've heard all of their different narratives, and I've heard all their different stories, and their different reasons, and how they believe it's sensible, and how they believe that it's pragmatic, and how they believe that it makes so much sense. And I've read about the hard border, and all this, and all the different fucking algorithms, and all the different variants, and all the different possibilities, and all the different possible outcomes, which is the same, are the same fucking things, and this and that, blah, 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 yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all. It doesn't make any fucking real world sense. No. Period. To use the Queen's English, it doesn't, and it's not going to happen. So, what some of y'all don't know is the supercomputer multiverse is preventing again, to use the Queen's English properly, the UK will not be leaving the EU. And then you ask, well, one Sir Grove, why are you so certain of this? Well, because it doesn't make any sense that it would, and it's the EU was created for the same exact same reason that the North defeated the South on this timeline in the U.S. and America. Same way that the Nazis were defeated by America, supposedly, but then some would argue that it didn't really happen, and that what America did was America imported those same Nazis into the United States and created what you believe to be America, the United States to this day, and just pretend like and just pretends that is America, pretends like we defeated the Germans. That is, those are the Nazis. You know what's interesting, man, about truth being stranger than fiction? What's the number one ethnic group in the United States currently? What's the number one ethnic group in America? What do you think it is? A lot of people say Hispanic. Some people say, African American. I'm like, are you so certain of that? What's the number one ethnic group in America? It says Hispanic and Latino.
According to Wikipedia, Hispanic and Latino Americans are the largest ethnic minority, comprising an estimated 17.8% of the population.
Really? Is that true? Is that true? Google? Huh. Yeah. See. German ethnic makeup. What percentage of U.S. population?
According to Voice of America blogs, there are more than 49 million people with German ancestry in the United States, a number that accounts for 16% of the American population.
16% of the American population. And it says Hispanic and Latino Americans are the largest ethnic minority, comprising an estimated 17.8% of the population. So Hispanic and Latino, they're the same thing? Hispanic versus Latino.
According to Hispanic Network magazine, Hispanic refers to people who speak Spanish and/or are descended from Spanish-speaking populations, while Latino refers to people who are from or descended from people from Latin America.
When did Hispanic Latino population surpass that of German American? As of 2017, Hispanics accounted for 18% of the U.S. population, or almost 59 million people, which is what, 10 million more than what we saw roughly with German Americans. Until recently on this timeline, German Americans were represented the largest ethnic population, Germans. And that's after white Caucasians fought in World War II, along with others, to defeat, air quotes, to defeat the Germans. And then the German Nazis came to America and created NASA, a militarized secret space program that controls what the whole fucking world knows about outer space, and even hides that same information from the Russians and our so-called allies. What a fucking coincidence, man. What a fucking goddamn coincidence. So I'm not saying that it's my theory, but I have some intel based on what some have theorized, and that some believe that the Third Reich, the Nazis knew that they could not entirely exterminate an entire group of people. They could not entirely wipe out an entire group of human civilization completely and totally. They just knew that it couldn't happen and that it wouldn't be possible for them to do that. And just like they couldn't fucking go into Russia because they were routed when Hitler tried to do that. So think about that. For someone who thinks, well, they could have technically like eliminated and exterminated an entire like group of people. Well, no, they could not have, just like they could not go into fucking Russia and they were routed. So some people believe, man, that the Germans were more powerful than it appears in history, and that they, knowing that they couldn't wipe out an entire group of human beings because there would be someone somewhere representing that group in the future that would grow to be some enormous force to be reckoned with, some type of power to come back and destroy the Germans with like an atomic fucking bomb weapon. Something would happen in the future that would cause the annihilation of those who sought to extinguish and exterminate an entire group. And I'm referring to the Jewish community during the Jewish Holocaust. The Germans, those are the Nazis at the time, they realized that they could not mathematically do that. So they were integrated into America, and they created the militarized secret space program, as some in Britain would say, program, that we have today. And then other facets of American civilization. Look at how many German Americans we have. And listen, I'm German American as well. Right down the fucking middle. Well, German, American, English, British American, that is. And I've talked about this a lot. So those who know my roots, they know that I'm European American. So my grandmother's grandfather was German, and they were an immigrant family that came to America from Germany. And we had German American immigrant friends from another family that I used to play with, and they spoke German. I used to play with their with the nephew of the grandmother, the grandson of the grandmother, and she and her husband, they actually became multimillionaires. They worked in a grocery store, saved up money for decades as store clerks, and then they invested that money in the stock market, and now they flip homes, and they don't even look like a day over like 60. Suntans and every fucking thing, man. And they're my grandmother's, what would have been my grandmother's age. They're like in their early 90s. Ballin'. Looking like they're 60 something years old. So, and multimillionaires. So the point is that as an alternative history, looking at exopolitics, some people believe that America did not really win World War II, despite what was shown and is depicted, shown in textbooks and films and documentaries and anything that's available on record in terms of what really happened during the war. And one piece of evidence that is used in that theory, as part of that theory, is that the Delta Wing fighters, that is aircraft type that you see in terms of like whatever stealth technology we have, we didn't create that. The Germans did. And so when you watch old films about World War II, you never see a Delta Wing fucking fighter, but the Germans had them. So if our government has gone out of its way to sanitize history through Hollywood and different means of perception manipulation, why would our government not want for humans to know that the Germans used advanced stealth aircraft technology, Delta Wing technology, unless our government was partially from that Nazi Germany? Okay? Part of the world where remnants from there have come here to, in part, create what you believe to be true. I'm just saying, man, that's a theory. Some people have this theory that America went into Germany to make it look like we were fighting a war, that we knew that the Germans couldn't really win, so we wiped them out in part, but brought them here to create what they had started. Now, that might seem crazy, We created Israel in 1948, the state of Israel. I'm simply saying, man, that from a perspective of grand scale deception, all the world's but a stage. That is an illusion. Staged up. If those theorists who theorize such, and I'm simply saying this is their theory, if it's true, well then that would make sense why America would help create the state of Israel to lend credence to this cover story that America went in and destroyed the Nazis during World War II. And then, of course, helped the Jews. Simply saying, man, it's not my theory. It's a theory that some have. They actually believe that America is just an extension of Germany, and it's made to look a certain way, and it's not really what people think it is. That's their fucking theory. My grandfather fought in that war, and he fought Nazis, fascists. So it is interesting how search engines that are supposed to be private sector companies, supposedly they appear to be government owned and operated, and staged up ops, and that perception has been manipulated. And I believe that I've demonstrated that, and I've proved that. I have proven that. Yeah, you can check the English on that. Have proven. Mandela-effect. That's how it used to be. And then if you said I proved something without has or have, then it would be proved. But because I said have, then it would be proven. Some would argue that differently because history has been altered. In fact, in some alternate universe theories, the South actually had originally won the war in the Civil War. That is, won the Civil War, and then when time travel technology materialized, America altered that history. I'm simply saying that, man, that's a theory that some people have. And then you, of course, have Man in the High Castle, where the Nazis won the war with Japan. Let's look at the Mandela effect. Mandela effect explained. Mandela effect, what is it? What is the Mandela effect? You don't want to talk now, Google? Mandela effect, definition.
Phenomenon was dubbed the Mandela effect by self-described paranormal consultant Fiona Broom in reference to a false memory she reported of the death of South African leader Nelson Mandela in the 1980s, which she claimed was shared by, perhaps thousands, of other people.
Mandela effect, definition.
According to Wikipedia, in 2010, the shared false memory phenomenon was dubbed the Mandela effect by self-described paranormal consultant Fiona Broom in reference to a false memory she reported of the death of South African leader Nelson Mandela in the 1980s, which she claimed was shared by, perhaps thousands, of other people.
Yeah, and it would seem that half of the world now remembers one thing and the other half remembers another. So that's a little bit more than 1,000 people. And then, of course, all these other memories that people started to remember and lines of divergence. That's really interesting. It's really interesting, computer. When did the United Kingdom come to exist?
The 1st of May 1707. Here's a summary from Wikipedia. On the 1st of May 1707, the United Kingdom of Great Britain came into being, the result of Acts of Union being passed by the Parliaments of England and Scotland to ratify the 1706 Treaty of Union.
When did Britain come to exist?
According to Wikipedia, England, which had subsumed Wales in the 16th century under Henry VIII, united with Scotland in 1707 to form a new sovereign state called Great Britain.
And then it goes on to say, following the Industrial Revolution, Great Britain ruled the colonial empire, the largest in recorded history. Great Britain, Mandela-effect. Okay, 40 examples, Mandela-effect that will blow your mind. It's from goodhousekeeping.com. It's Curious George, Nelson Mandela's death, Jiffy Peanut Butter, Looney Tunes, the Berenstain Bears didn't exist, Curious George's Tale, Sex in the City, Febreze, Oscar Mayer, Skechers, Fruit Loops, King Henry III's turkey leg. Quote, for some reason, people distinctly remember this portrait showing the King of England wielding a turkey leg. To be clear, he was not. Yeah, also the Bible. Who is the wolf with green eyes? Who the fuck is the wolf with green eyes that lies with the lamb? That lies with the lamb. Does anyone fucking know?